innocence. It's something that all of us remember having as a child, just watching your favorite programs come on, watching, as you endlessly believed that you would stay that way, as you grew older and you learned the lessons from those shows. For some people, it ended up sticking, but for others, they ended up becoming the internet's worst of the worst, swatting, doxing, having child porn, the most degenerate fucked up things that any normal person in the internet will ever hear about. But today, no more will the people who have been accused for over half a year now stay silent, as the world slowly turns into who are seen as heroes, now end up being the ones calling all of the shots. I am Syrin, and this is my time.
I don't want to speak to you. I'm literally purely doing this because I'm milking you for content. I'm just gonna be brutally honest with you.
I can't lie, bro. This is the Graceful method.
This video serves as a response video to the original Bomboyzer video, and it also serves as a response to any allegation made in me, Avenger, and my friends, as they have also been dragged into this for absolutely no fucking reason. Timestamps will be provided in screen for every situation mentioned in this video. If you want to skip to a certain situation, I would advise you do that now, but anyway, I am not going to sugarcoat this with sad music, a depressed character still, or anything else. Let's get right into it. Bomboyzer is an American YouTuber formerly known as Leaping Lay, and they were an ex-story time creator, but they have slowly become more of an art commentary YouTuber, something that they'd claim they would never be. But look, where we are. Anyway, let's get on to the real deal. I met Bomboyzer through their Twitter account, which they were called Leaping Lay at the time, posting art that someone had made of them. I replied to that post liking it, and they liked my reply, but besides that, we never really ever became friends or associates with them, because I never really had an interest to talk to them, and they had friend requests off at the time, so I barely paid attention to them, as I just joined their Discord servers, one called the Candy Crew, and its rebrand named the Bomb, because I joined almost anyone's server at the time, where I called out someone making animated child abuse material of them on YouTube, and during that time, I had become aware of someone named Shark Hunter. Shark Hunter is someone who is important to the story, because he recruited me to a KGB type server on January 2, after I sent a few screenshots in a group chat named Commentators 1, and the server was basically where they spied in people and got information out of them. I'll admit, I was going to stay silent about the whole thing, and that I wasn't too aware on what they did until Bomboyzer suddenly made it a huge deal and ended up associating with the same guy who planned all of this, as seen in their most recent video in Friendly Fire. Anyway, I haven't discussed Avenger too much yet, so he will be up next. In around October of last year, I had a falling out with someone named Avenger, and I decided to go to Chaotix about it, and at the time, I hated Avenger because of what he had done to Chaotix, as I thought they were innocent at that moment, so I turned in him, and started talking to Chaotix about what Avenger was planning, what he made people do, and even how his life was, but that was all. I met Avenger through his server raiding another YouTuber's server named Sam Gaming 01 in December 21st, 2024, and me and him became friends because we shared similar interests, and he ended up being more of a nicer guy than he acted like, while he was in internet drama and battles, and he was really friendly toward me. He protected me from people trying to harass me, and he was overall a really nice guy, even when he was going through mental struggles, and that Avenger overall is honestly a really nice guy, when he isn't being slandered by disgusting malicious people.
Come out and play.
Avenger has been accused of many things. But which of those allegations are actually true? First, Bomb accuses Avenger of saying weird things to them in a group chat, which I can confirm as true, as Avenger has addressed it privately to me and he is disgusted with how he acted and has personally taken accountability for it. Bomb also accuses Avenger of threatening them. This is false, as Avenger has confirmed the context of the messages, and it was when Bomb and Avenger were having an argument and then Avenger flexed how he was quote-unquote superior to Bomb, which I honestly think is corny shit, but it was not threatening in any way. Avenger was also accused of working with pedophiles, such as the former commentary Nylo session perp, which was true, but that situation had already been long cleared up in private by the time the video had came out, and it was a mistake on his part, as he was incredibly mentally ill at the time, which was seen by his Discord announcements and even old group chat logs that Avenger gave me from that time period. The rest of the allegations in Avenger are either stuff that people already know, such as the doxing, or it is genuinely irrelevant nothing burgers, such as the allegations from Graceful's boyfriend, Nylo, who I will get into later on in this video. If you want to hear about Friendly's allegations, I would strongly recommend watching his two videos responding to Bomboyzer. The JuniDrawz situation is a very complex topic, so I am going to make this short. If you want to know more, I would watch Cupidite's video in the subject. But anyway, the JuniDrawz situation was when two art commentary YouTubers named Juni and Yummicactus got exposed for necrophilia, manipulating, and other disgusting shit. This ties to Avenger and Friendly Fire, because someone mentioned earlier named Jake went ahead and threatened Juni's number, and planned in the most vile shit toward them, which I cannot say on YouTube, because it is genuinely insane, but from what I can say, it includes a lot of weird sexual shit. Anyway, into our next situation. The Elixyr Situation was when an ex-art commentary YouTuber named Elixyr and their boyfriend. Quick pause, but why the fuck is it always the couples? First we have Juni and Yummy, then we have Elixyr and her partner, and then we have Nylo and Graceful. Jesus Christ, can they please fucking stop mating already? It's going to cause a disaster out here. Anyway, back to the video. Elixyr's partner basically sent roadkill to minors, such as Hero, Avenger, and Friendly, and a YouTuber named Graceful made a video on the situation. Keep that in mind, because this Graceful person has a horrible track record in the commentary community for being one of the least talked about out of the bunch, and he said that Avenger should be sent gore, because he sent gore before. Dude, he is still a fucking minor, no matter if he sent it or not. Doesn't give you a fucking excuse to condone that at all, because it only makes you morally look terrible, and it also makes you unlikable by majority of commentary for trying to say a minor should be fucking sent gore, which is traumatizing in a teenager's brain and can cause them to have addictions. I will explain later more in his own segment, but for now, this is all I have to say. This is unfortunately true. Juj and Bomboyzer both threaten Friendly Fire, which his stepdad's name, his workplace, his school, and his house, and anyone associated with him's residences have been swatted over 15 times in the last few weeks, and after hearing this, I am genuinely disgusted, especially with Juj, as I used to be a major fan of their content ever since they called out Glider Guy, and I watched as people rooted for them after the Caster situation, which looking back, Caster was a victim. He was berated in stream with Juj and their friends. They mocked him for his lifestyle. They called up his Taco Bell in her Discord, which genuinely fucking shocks me to my core. Which if someone groomed you, you'd report it to the police. Not go fucking swat them and try to ruin innocent people's lives, such as the example of the Taco Bell incident. Moving on. Bomboyzer has been threatening Avenger with alternative accounts, as on February 8, the original day I was supposed to release the video, Avenger would be contacted by Bomboyzer, using a burner account named Avenger Situation, such as they had his address, his name, and his family tree, and saying quote unquote to be careful with who you fuck with, which I would immediately be said and just, I don't want to make this longer than it already has. But lock the fuck man into the devious couple.
What I'm going to be telling you right now is to put the fries in the bag. And I'm directly going to say to you right now, Saith, that you will be working a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. College won't do shit for you because you went to college for an editing course when no one's going to hire you because of how shit your editing is.
Graceful and Nylo are one of the worst art commentary and small commentary couples I have ever seen, so I will make this a longer segment inside a segment, so if you want to skip to a certain moment of this part I will link it down in the description. But anyway, Graceful has done disgusting things such as manipulate, extort, blackmail minors, a major example being victim Yellow 3 times between April and May 2025, where he tried getting him to say that he was never blackmailed by force and threatening to make videos on him, unless he conceded to them and cut off Avenger. He has also lied and threatened to sue DarkDocs Avenger in alternative account names them back in April 2025, trying to threaten Avenger with stuff that could allegedly ruin his career, as far back as 2023, saying that they were a bigger YouTuber than Graceful, and basically trying to make Avenger concede over to Graceful, which failed, so he had to try and send a false cease and desist during May 2025, which failed, because it wasn't legally binding, which contradicts his claim of him being able to sue people, as he threatened to also sue Friendly Fire for making a Graceful Archives account back in November, and nothing ever ended up out of it, because preservation isn't a crime, and that channel stated that it wasn't owned by Graceful, which would make that case null and void. Graceful has also slandered Avenger, calling him a pedophile in multiple instances, such on Twitter during June 2025, and when confronted, he had a meltdown, replying to people saying that they're lying, the proof will be seen soon, and basically nonsensical rambling that ruined his credibility. Around that time, he would also use Avenger's suicide attempt for comedy, as he would say that Avenger should have killed himself and that he deserved everything he had coming. His partner Nylo also shares the same views on Avenger, as he tries to paint himself as a victim in Bond's video, even though Nylo knew that Avenger's ex-girlfriend known as Graves groomed him, but decided to side with her until another unrelated party came out and showed evidence that she was a horrible person. Nylo and Graceful were also admins of the infamous Juni Discord server, which, since we already know about how fucked up Juni and Yumi are, this is absolutely disgusting behavior. Nylo has also shared art and vents to people as young as 13, as seen from his Twitter thread made back in June 2025. This is absolutely disgusting from someone who is 17 turning 18, and my advice to you two is to get off the internet and to get some fucking help. Also, I forgot to mention this in my Graceful part originally, but he was caught streaming child porn back in June 2025, which is absolutely disgusting, and here's the proof that it happened, as he will probably deny it, But anyway, back to the video. Graceful's brother, known as DarkDocs, has also been known to dox people, such as a YouTuber named Elixyr in April 2025. And here is the screenshots of it now. And notice, DarkDocs is 18 years old harassing a 15-year-old Minecraft creator. He also had been a part of leaking his intimate messages with his former partner named Clover, which is disgusting, because they were both 15 at the time of them being leaked. And it is known that they were involved in helping Clover publicize these messages. Which is absolutely fucking disgusting of them to interfere in a minor's relationship problems, and it is also a crime for them to obtain those messages, especially if they have the full chat logs, where they shared each other's nudes, so they may have had CSAM on their devices. If there really was CSAM shared around, as the document claims, take it to the police, not some idiotic commentary YouTubers. If you want to skip to the end, go right ahead, but this will be any information gotten from the start of editing this video right to the end. But anyway, Bomb had made a post in February 3rd about me harassing them. Obviously, this was baseless allegations, so I quickly responded with a post of my own, which they would end up taking down the post and saying they quit the drama. They also called my good friend Zillizo and say to TTP, which is genuinely pathetic, because they are literally not even tied to the UTTP or any online group at all. Bomboyzer was also trying to bully a fucking autistic Lono kid, because they simply mentioned them on their video, and instead of a normal person and ignoring it, they had to make a full-on video about it trying to get as much views as they could off it, which is just absolutely bottom of the barrel in my opinion. Another thing I want to bring up is how Juj's boyfriend, Miguel, was caught talking about Avenger's dick size and his relationship, which is absolutely disgusting, and nobody in that server called it out itself. They only called out that one of his comments were transphobic. Like really, dude? Anyway, into the end of this video.
Die bullying?
Yeah, I did. And I thought it kinda sucked.
That's not a nice thing to say!
I have literally no words, but all I need to say is that some of these people need their hard drives seized and investigated, and there needs to be some accountability taken from the other people involved in this situation. And if there has to be a second part, there will be one, as there are people who have way more influence who is tied up into this whole conspiracy that haven't been called out by anyone yet. But this is the end of the video. Like, subscribe, comment, share this to everyone you know to spread the word, join the Discord. Bye chums.